Well, hi guys, welcome to the fourth video in this series. Still on the topic of Motown, we're going to be covering a song today, again a very well-known song in this genre. It's one of the more requested ones. It's Ain't No Mountain High Enough written by Ashford and Simpson. I think it was around 1968, around that period. And recorded, of course, by Marvin Gaye and Tammy Tyrell. Became a #1 hit, I think a worldwide hit for them. And that's kind of the version that we're going to be sort of working with today. And of course, we're going to be playing the parts as per the recording, as you would hear it being played. We're going to stay away from, big bar chords and open chords. It doesn't really serve any purpose in this sort of Motown sort of style. So we're going to keep with the smaller chord voicings as we play through this and try to give you like an authentic sort of approach to this song, I guess. So the song is in the key of D. At least it starts in the key of D, and then it modulates later in the song up to the key of E flat. So the chords we're dealing with are, the first part of the song is really a bass line working from A. Now that is a bass line in the song, and you can actually dub with that on guitar pretty much in that sort of register, almost like a muted kind of a sound, more like a... that kind of effect. That would double the bass part, and I think, me having done this in the past does kind of work really nicely with the bass part there. So all we're doing is it's an A flat to G, then we're going to F sharp B right underneath it, and then a quick lower B on the A string, landing on the E, and then you can make a run up, a chromatic run up, back up to the A from the F sharp. Like that, okay? So that's kind of like the doubled bass part that you can play at the beginning. It is optional. You can stay out if you want to, depending how much instrumentation you have around you, of course. So that's the first part of the song. And then you'll find, I think it's kind of halfway, the very beginning of the verse doesn't have any guitar chords in it at all, stays out. And then you come in, I believe it to be the halfway into the first verse, where you have these chords here. And again, we're going to stipulate the 2 and the 4 very much so in this, definitely in this part of the song. So these are the chords that are going to be in the verse. It's going to start here. And I'm playing them as a downstroke. You can play them as an up as well if you want to get slightly more of a bitey kind of approach. So something like it. So the chords I'm playing there, being in the key of D, the first chord is kind of like a D6, and I am playing the 4 strings here, the top 4 strings. I think it sounds good if you can try to include that 4th string in this. It adds a little bit more depth to your chords. Otherwise, you're playing those 3 notes all the way as the chords are modulating, and it can sound a little bit static to my ears. So I do like to include the note on the 4th string, because that's the note that's actually chromatically moving with the chords. So it does give it a nicer flavor and definitely more depth, I think, to the sound. So the first chord is going to be this D6. So that's just going to be barring at the 7th fret across the 4 strings. You've got the B, the F sharp, the D, and the A in that particular chord. The second chord, as it moves chromatically down on the bass note, is this one here, this is a half diminished chord. It's a G sharp or an A flat half diminished. So you have from the first string, again, the same three notes as before. You have the B, the F sharp, the D, but this time you have the A flat there on the fourth string, okay? The third chord across with that bass note, again moving chromatically down, brings us to this chord. And this is a sort of straight ahead, sort of a G major 7 chord. And again, we are using the B, the F sharp, the D notes on the 3 strings, top 3, and we have the G this time on the 4th string. All right, so far we have the D6, the A flat half diminished, the G major 7, then the 4th chord across brings us to an E minor 7, which is this one here. You can play it a couple of different ways. You can play it there or there as well. Either will work just fine. In this particular instance, it's what I call a root 4, or I guess commonly referred to as a root 4 minor 7 chord. So it's an E minor 7, as I said. The notes are G, D, B, and E. So you have that. And as I said earlier, you can also play this E minor 7, which is kind of, I guess, more of a familiar chord. This has a B, a G, a D, and the B on the 4th string. So you can play there. And then what I tend to do, and I think it does sound good in this song again, is I tend to chromatically move up the bass notes again back to that D6 chord. So from that E minor 7, I'm going to go, okay, so I'm again, that's that movement there, and that brings us back to that D6, and then you play those. So in its context, in the verse, got that sort of part going there in the verse, and then it goes into the chorus. So the chorus chords are going, well, I'll play it for you first just so you get it in sort of a reference for it. It goes, ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no river wide enough, ain't no river wide enough to keep me from getting to you, baby. All right, so that's the chords in the chorus. And all I'm playing is that G major 7 again, and we're keeping the chords, as you can probably tell, in this kind of area of the guitar, and we're keeping with the theme of maintaining the chords very close together. It's a really sort of important part of the whole genre of Motown, really, in sort of soul guitars, keeping those chords in and around that kind of similar register where you're playing. So again, we've got the G major 7, which we said before. The next chord is the F sharp minor 7, same as the E minor 7 chord we talked about just a minute ago. It's up 2 frets from there. So this again is the top 4 strings. We're playing the A, the E, the C sharp, and the F sharp. Okay, to give that for the F sharp minor 7 chord, and then it lands. It sort of resolves, I guess. You could play it like a B minor chord. Yeah, to me it sounds like a B minor rather than a B minor 7. I'm not hearing that A so much in that particular chord. I believe it to be just a straight B minor. So that's I guess it's part of that root 6, minor chord. We're playing it like this. So again, it's just going to be B from the first string, B, F sharp, D, and then B on the bottom. And then after that, the very end of that chorus is a little syncopated part, which is an E. It's an E7. It lands on the G. I'll do that again. So it's going to be okay, like that. So we've got an E7 chord here. This is part of like the root 5 E7 bar chord. and it's just going to be B. You have the G sharp on the second string, the D on the third, and the B on the fourth string. That's your E7, and it's probably a nice position to play given where all the other chords are, to just to keep it, keep all the chords close together sonically, I guess. And then from there, it goes to a G chord. So this is I guess you would call it like a root 2 chord. The root note happens to be on the second string here, but it's that D shape. It's that open D shape. I'm playing it up at G, so the notes are B, G, D, and then B on the fourth string there. So you can hear when you play a chord like that, it's very close. It's very close to like a B minor chord. All you do is just shift one finger. So from a G, you can go to a B minor. See, hear that sort of sounds? Alright, so again, these chords work really well together. If you're ever going from a G to a B minor or something like that, you can quite easily play them like that. So that sort of takes care of the chorus chord. So after, I think it could be the second chorus of the song, I have to double check that, but it does a little suspended chord sequence, and it moves, we're playing over like a D sus, it's really an A sus, should I say, and it sort of sounds, okay, there's your A chord, that's the chord you're resolving to, but the suspended part of it is this first chord, okay, very commonly used chord right throughout pop rock music. You hear this quite a bit, but the chord itself is it's an A sus4 effectively, and we have an A, an E, a D, and an A. So you play those 4 notes, and then you just simply lift your pinky off to your third finger, which brings in the A chord. Okay, so that's going to be just a regular A. It's going to be A, E, C sharp, and A again. So after that, it goes to the F sharp suspended chord, which is the same as the A suspended. It's down 3 frets. One semitone to E flat. All right, and that brings us into the new key. So again, those chords are going, and this is the bridge section of the song. All right, so you'll notice here I'm playing pretty much on every beat, beats 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's because this bridge has a real sort of driving feel to it. And as I've mentioned in a previous video, when you want to drive a section of the song, you can really bring in those, you just up the rhythm to, instead of the 2 and the 4, on every single beat, and then you're driving it. So, like from the end of that chorus, suspended, same as the A suspended, just up one fret, and then you're in the new key, which is key of E flat. It's the same chords as before, just up one fret, one semitone. So into the chorus, which takes you out to the song. I think that's kind of the end of the song at that point. So it's just, and it's just 1 fret up from the original chorus. So you're in A flat major 7, G minor 7, C minor. And I think it just does that. I don't think it goes to that little sort of, that section that we talked about before. If it does, it's just simply an F7 chord to an A flat chord. Ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no river wide enough. So it's those chords there. Okay, so, and then as I said, it just takes you out to the end of the song. I think it fades out from that point on. So I hope that's helped you guys with this particular song. I know it's very much a requested song, and it's a song that will be up there in most sort of lists. When you go to play anything Motown, really, this song will definitely be up there. Marvin Gaye, legendary artist, big story there. He's worth checking out if you don't know much about him. One of the greatest soul singers, for me anyway. Some great records he released. So worthwhile checking out. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. Hit that subscribe button and the like button on the video if you can. And also the bell button, so when new videos come out, and I'm putting stuff out pretty regularly now, so as new videos come out, hit that bell button and they'll come up in your feed, and you'll be able to see them first. So I hope you enjoy. Leave any comments you need to underneath. If it's helped you or anything constructive, feel free to comment. All right, thanks guys, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.